They didn't come to negotiate. They came to take. And when they arrived, the kingdom they expected to conquer refused to exist on their terms. What happened next wasn't a defeat, it was a denial. Before empire came with paperwork and guns, Benin stood whole. Not a village, not a tribe, a kingdom with weight. Power flowed from the Oba, not as symbolism, but authority. Art was not decoration, it was memory. Walls didn't just protect land, they protected order. Benin did not ask Europe who it was, it already knew. But empire doesn't admire power, it measures it. And Britain saw something valuable: trade routes, resources, influence, all guarded by a kingdom that refused to open itself on command. So power did what power always does when it's denied. It reframed aggression as diplomacy, control as order, invasion as response. The language was polite, the intent was not. Benin said no. Not loudly, not theatrically, just no. No entry, no access, no surrender of authority disguised as cooperation. And that refusal, that quiet boundary, was treated as an insult. Empire does not forgive limits. When British forces returned, they came prepared to erase resistance. Benin City burned. Some structures fell under bombardment. Some sacred spaces were destroyed to prevent capture. Objects of power were hidden, broken, or abandoned. Not everything was burned by Benin hands, but Benin did not hand itself over intact. What could not be protected would not be legitimized through surrender. This was not chaos, it was refusal in motion. Then came the taking. Thousands of bronzes, ivories, sacred objects, not gifts, not trade, loot by the language of the time itself. Today they sit behind glass, called artifacts, while the violence that freed them from their home is softened into footnotes. But they are still speaking. And, to be clear, historians agree on this much. Benin did not stage a single theatrical act of self-destruction. What it did was more unsettling. It resisted. It denied legitimacy. It refused to make conquest clean or complete. The city was burned by invasion, by conflict, and by refusal, but never by submission. Britain won territory, but it never won consent. Never absorbed the soul it tried to own. Never erased what Benin meant to itself. The kingdom fell, yet its memory did not kneel. Empires fear that kind of loss. Today, museums argue over ownership. Governments debate restitution. Descendants ask why proof of their history had to travel so far to be believed. Benin's power was interrupted, not extinguished, because power that survives theft is harder to kill. Benin did not burn because it loved fire. It burned because submission would have meant forgetting who it was. And that raises a question history never answers comfortably. When empire leaves you no clean choices, is survival measured by what you keep or by what you refuse to give?